Hey there, Soulshine. It's Michelle here. And go figure, I push go live and the dog starts barking. Ah! Hey, will you go tell Sneakers that he's not supposed to bark? It's not going to happen. I do have a young man who is doing his reading here in my room. Don't worry about it. Just sit down and read. So today I wanted to talk to you about authenticity and the things that can, or a couple of the things that can cause us to stop being our authentic selves. There's a few different things, but I'm going to talk about two of them. So I'm going to talk about, oh, hello. Dog's distracting me. I had these all ready to go in my head. So we'll talk about, I kind of mentioned this one yesterday, getting in trouble for being who you are. I got in trouble for pouting, for being slow, for taking a long time to make decisions. Got in trouble for talking to my neighbors in school, every single school year, including college. Not every class, but every year, every semester, I got in trouble for talking. And, I got in trouble for wanting to connect with my friends. I got in trouble for not talking loud enough. I got in trouble for shuffling my feet, which probably isn't the healthiest thing to do, but it was definitely an indicator of who I was. So basically, I learned that to be me was not appropriate. And that dog is driving me a little bizarre. Oh, I bet you the high school kids are walking by, which means maybe my daughter might come home soon. She's been kind of hanging out though. Oh, nope, she's got tap lessons. She's got dance practice today. Okay, so getting in trouble. So now if you are if you're like a really bouncy person and you're like constantly moving, you could be told to settle down. If you're constantly talking, you could be told to shut up. If you are like easily distracted, you get in trouble for that. If you're you can get in trouble for having a lot of energy. You could get in trouble for correcting people and being, it wasn't finishing the chapter, sweetie. I wanted you to go to page 50 where the H's are.
I did.
All the way to the H's?
Yeah.
Okay. Homeschool mom. So getting in trouble for who you are, getting in trouble for the things, getting in trouble for having ideas or things like that. And it could be that you got in trouble with your parents. It could be you got in trouble with school. You could have gotten in trouble as a lot of the stuff is things that happen when we're really little or even into high school. As we're developing who we are. I mean, because you've had the first stuff where you're developing who you are. And then we go into junior high and high school. So 13, 14 years old. And we're trying to discover who we really are. So it's another level of who am I? And would you put Sneakers out back? So you can get in trouble for who you are, right? That's one of the things that will stop you from being yourself because you've learned that to be that part of yourself, to be that way, brings the consequence of getting in trouble. And you learn that it's not okay to be who you are. So that is one of the authenticity killers. And so how do you combat that? One of the ways to combat that is to kind of rewrite the story. You go back and you in your mind's eye, you do a little meditation. You go back to when you were that little girl or little boy and first got hurt first got told that it wasn't okay to be you. And you go find that little, in your mind's eye, that little person, and you take them with you to a safe place, and you let them know that it is totally okay to be who they are. And if they need somebody to take care of them, a parental figure, you can bring in somebody that you trust. If you believe in God, and God, like a female god and a goddess, like God the Father, God the Mother, if you believe in those, you can bring them in. You can just bring in somebody that you like, maybe you had a grandmother or a great aunt or somebody that you just know is going to parent that little you the best way possible. You can bring in your parents' higher self, the person above them that is actually knows everything. And you can bring that parent in. So it's still your parent, but in a higher vibration of your parent. So you can bring you can bring somebody in to parent your kid, your inner child, if that is what you need. You can write letters to it. You'll just let your inner child know that you're there for it and that it is totally okay to do those kind of things. It's totally okay to have emotions. And it's okay to have sad and pouty emotions. And it's okay to feel anger. It's okay to want to run. And it's okay to want to bounce. And it's okay to be still. So you go back and you tell yourself, it is okay to totally be who you are. Okay, so the second way that that I want to talk about that we stifle our authenticity is when we see another trait that is not naturally ours being rewarded. Once again, we take this idea that trait's right, my trait's wrong. It can happen, like if you have a sister who gets rewarded for behaving a certain way, and like say you're similar in age to, I actually just heard this story earlier today, that you're similar in age to somebody, to your sister. And you guys are in high school, and your sister is getting, she's getting praised for being so friendly and outgoing. And you're not as friendly or outgoing. You're kind of more of a thinker. And then you start to see that quality gets praise. You may even hear, why can't you be more like so-and-so? In my own life, I've been thinking about this a lot. Why have I become and taken on some of the traits that I have taken on in my life? Even though one of them is very exhausting to me. To behave in a certain particular way is very exhausting for me, and yet I catch myself doing it nearly daily. Why? And I thought back to my high school days and what I saw. And the people that behaved in that way had more friends. That was my perception of them. They had more friends. People liked them. They got seen. They were popular. There's a lot of little beliefs around it. And the people that were more like me, and my experience was I didn't have a lot of friends. The friends I had were very true and deep, but I didn't have a lot of friends. And sorry. It's just being in the other way seemed more rewarding. I was no longer getting mocked for being shy. I had a lot of friends. None of them were, I still only had my one or two true friends, which is more important to me. But at the time, in high school, I was all about, I just wanted a lot of friends. I just wanted people to care about me. unfortunately, when you're behaving in a way that is not true to you, you actually end up making superficial friends when you want real friends. And then when you behave like your real self, it's kind of frowned upon, and it's not accepted, and there's something wrong with you because you're not being who you are, or who they thought you were, because they can't necessarily, not everybody can see what's not being said. Some of us, we look at people and we just know what's not being said. I know what's not being said. I look at people, and a lot of times I can figure out their true core beliefs about themselves, or negative beliefs. Like one guy, his negative belief is that he's stupid, and he has never fully addressed that. And I know he's never fully addressed that. I see it in the way that he acts, the way that he has to prove himself, the kind of things that he says, just the way he carries himself. And I'm aware of this. I was the kind of person that saw the friends, the people that didn't have friends. When I am around couples, I can tell how solid their relationship is. I know who's headed for divorce, and those that are headed for divorce, I can tell when they're turned around and they've gotten reconnected. I just have this ability to see beyond the surface, and I've always been able to do that. But not everybody has. And I have spent my whole life thinking, well, I can see this. Why can't you see this? As an adult, I finally understand that it's just not in their nature. It's my gift. It's a gift I have that I give to the world. It is not necessarily everybody's gift. But those people who can't, oh my gosh, they have great gifts too. And so really what I just wanted to share with you guys today is, just to be aware of what has stopped you from being authentically you. Have you gotten in trouble for being you? Or did you see a behavior that wasn't naturally yours being rewarded? We have all these things within us, but some of them are gifts and strong and just natural to us. And then other things take a lot of work. So like I said, this behavior that I have, when I go out to a party and I can just feel it, I have to like dig it up outside of me to go and just be like in the center of things, and to be instead of my preference is to stand back and observe and talk to the people that nobody's talking to. That's my natural tendency. But then I go into these parties thinking I need to be this other way, and I feel myself like gearing up inside, like, okay, we're going to do this. And I go in and I'm like, giddy, and whatever. And then I come away completely exhausted. I feel myself gearing up when I have things to do. I feel myself when I need to speak up. I feel it inside of me like, okay, brace yourself. Okay, time to yell or time to be loud. One of the things that I've gotten the opportunity to learn over the years is that when I say I'm sorry or excuse me or things like that in the store, like if I'm in the way and I want to say excuse me, people don't hear me unless I gear up and I'm like, and then I say it. And because I have to like consciously think, oh, gotta speak loud enough that they can hear me. Because it's natural for me to be a softer person, and that's okay. That's a gift. And so I have the ability to be louder. I have the ability to be out there and friendly, and I have the ability to do these kind of things. But it takes more energy than being what is naturally me. And what is naturally me is welcoming people into my space versus me going into their space. So those are just some thoughts. Hopefully you got something out of this. I think I didn't take time to be grounded before I spoke today, so I feel like I'm all over the place. The concepts were real. I just didn't feel like I was presenting them clearly. Okay, so anyway, I just wanted to say that to you. Remember, beautiful, wonderful people, to let your soul shine big, bright, live, and beautiful. Be you. You were designed to be you. Be the authentic, incredible, wonderful person that you were designed to be. You have your gifts for a reason, and we need them. See you guys tomorrow.